Hey fellas, where's the designated sexual assault area?
Hi, Adam Sharp.
What's up, brother?
Going?
Good to see you.
What are you looking for
I'm really
today?
proud of St. Louis. Only one sexual assault. That's a pretty good record,
Yeah, but Michael,
considering the
Adam Sharp.
nationwide record.
Adam Sharp.
You gonna answer my question?
What are we asking?
I asked you how many sexual assaults since the one that we
I don't know. Have
recorded.
you committed any more?
I've never committed a sexual assault.
I never have either. So how should I know what's going
I
on?
don't know. You were the one that had a sexual assault happen at your camp.
My camp?
Yeah,
I've
Occupy
never
St.
had a
Louis.
camp.
You never were at Occupy St. Louis?
I was at a camp, but I wasn't. It wasn't my camp.
No, you weren't the leader or anything. You weren't hanging out.
No, I don't know. Were you the
Holding
leader?
General Assembly, doing mic checks.
That
That wasn't
wasn't
you?
that a leader. I helped facilitate sometimes, but it wasn't my place. It was the people's place. Just like when you were there, you were participating, whether or not you like to say it.
Absolutely, I was, but I didn't sexually assault anyone. And nobody's ever been sexually assaulted at a tea party, unlike Occupy.
I've never heard a real charge of sexual assault at Occupy. either.
Really? What about the actual charge of sexual assault that happened at your camp? At
I
King
heard an
Plaza?
accusation that never
There's
went
a-
through court.
there's a charge.
Never got
Absolutely.
anywhere. And also,
And you can look
know,
across.
it was a
over
public,
40 rapes
but it was a public
across the
place.
country.
It was a public place.
Okay.
We had people of all economic statuses and all backgrounds there.
Okay.
We didn't say that you could or could not be there. And whatever happens there wasn't condoned. It was just a place where people could come together and talk to each other. And that's what Occupy has always been about. That's why you've had a chance to come and talk so many times. That's why I know your name immediately when you come here, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't. Dude, do you think I care that you know my name? It's not a big deal.
So, no, but that's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people's names, but
let me
that
ask you a
doesn't mean
question.
that if you went and murdered
Don't
someone
touch
here,
me,
that
man.
wouldn't mean.
That's- don't touch
if
me.
you
Don't
went,
put your hand on me, okay?
If you went and murdered someone, that wouldn't mean that Occupy murdered someone.
No,
That
I'm
means
not part
you
of
did.
Occupy.
So
If I went and murdered somebody at a tea party, I'm sure people would get upset and blame the tea party, would they not?
I would blame
You-
you.
you wouldn't?
If you go around murdering people, you're.
If there was, let's say, 40 rapes across the country, 8 dead bodies, 40 rapes, numerous assaults,
done by.
done by occupiers in your camps
Wait, no, no,
across the
Okay,
country.
but here's another
Done by
thing.
occupiers.
Cops have been sending mentally unstable people and drug addicts to the camps. They've been directing them to the camps. So
Is that what happened when somebody assaulted
Actually,
sexually at
yes,
St. Louis?
because we had him removed from our camp 3 times by the police.
Yeah.
And what they did is they brought him
They sent him
to
right
the
back.
police. They charged him with the federal account, and then they said they brought him back to the Keener Plaza. They said, "Get out and
they were
stay
close.
here."
So it was the police's fault that someone sexually assaulted someone at your camp.
I would say that if they are bringing
It was the police's fault.
No,
They're
I'm saying
directing
if they're
them to-
bringing someone who has been charged with federal offenses and violating their probation, and they decide to violate their job to bring a person back to the camp and say, "You stay here," that would be a violation of what they're supposed to do.
So it was their fault.
They're not responsible for his actions, but they're responsible for making an irresponsible decision.
You do realize that if the mayor would have just upheld the law, that those tents wouldn't have been there and nobody would have been sexually assaulted at your camp. You realize that, right?
That's not true. People are
Somebody-
sexually assaulted downtown every
Oh, so
day.
you're
So-
saying that if the girl wasn't there, she wouldn't.
No, I'm saying if
well,
the
blame
tent wasn't there.
victim?
I'm saying if
Okay.
the tent wasn't there. She was assaulted in a tent. If the tent wasn't there, they were shut down the first night. The mayor came back and told the police to let them go back. Now, if the mayor would have just held strong with the police and not let the tents come back, there would not have been a tent for the young lady to be assaulted in at your camp.
Very interesting. That's
Very
an interesting theory. I think the person who assaulted the woman is probably the person who's to blame in the
They would-
situation.
Absolutely.
Not the
She
tent,
wouldn't
not
have
the
been
girl,
in
not
the
the
tent.
movie.
Had it happened, would it have happened if there was a tent there?
Didn't get
So you know what's happening right now is they're going to try to have a meeting here, so I would love to come talk to you, but let's go over here.
No, I don't feel like leaving.
Okay. Then we need to stop talking. You can
Okay,
observe
stop
all you
talking.
want and
You don't
go
have to
around.
talk to me,
No,
bro.
no, I'm
At
just
least
saying
do
that we
it
need to
quietly.
respect what's happening here.
You don't have to talk to me, man.
Okay. So glad to see you get Adam Sharp. I really missed you. Would you give me a hug before you leave?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Because?
Do you have disdain for the rest of the human race?
No, just you.